Saturday. This is the Unscripted and Untold podcast. Janice and I are so happy that you are here to join us on a Saturday. Usually we record during the week, but we decided with so many things going on in our lives during the week, it's kind of a little easier to do it on a Saturday. So, welcome. Today's topic, we're on episode 7. Can you believe it? We're almost done. We're over
Yes,
halfway.
yes. This is
But
gonna be an interesting one too.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. We're going to be continuing our entrepreneurship series, and this is part 2 of the series about dream versus reality. How we are coping with being a businesswoman. How do you balance your life and your business? So let's get into it. Janice, how you doing this morning?
I'm awesome, much better. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I had to do a little bit of rushing around a little bit, but I said,
Yeah,
even though it's Saturday, you always got things you got to still do, but it's a lot better to do it on a weekend where everything is, you have a little bit more time rather than doing it during the week, recording during the week. So, but I'm
yeah.
doing
Cause
good.
my weeks are starting to like seem like they're getting busier and busier, and I'm like,
Right.
okay. So the wind down on the weekend is absolutely awesome. So yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
um.
let's get into it.
All right.
Part
So
2.
we're gonna be talking about the this episode specifically. I believe is like I said is a gym in itself, but like the CEO energy, right? Building
Mhm.
a business without losing yourself. And oh my God, I can tell you how many times I probably was in that space and probably in it now and just not admitting it, but
Right.
okay, because sometimes we can get so caught up in okay doing the formalities of things and
Mhm.
not really just taking in the small wins alongside just being an entrepreneur and a business owner. So uh, I gotta
Yeah.
ask this question to not only you but the audience as well. So
All right.
what does CEO energy mean to you? Like, really, what does it mean?
I think for me, CEO energy is um just having that freedom to make decisions of your own. Your business is that's you. It's a part of you. And just having that ownership and having that energy to just make changes as needed to you know nurture that baby that you have birthed, so to speak, and just having the energy to I mean, it's exciting, but it's also scary too because you want to make sure that you're making the right decisions in your to make sure that your business is flourishing. But I don't know, I forgot where I read that. There's a quote that says, you're failing forward.
Yeah, I've heard
So
that. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
who where, but yeah. So even if you are failing, you're failing forward because you're learning from your failures, and it's all an experience.
I couldn't say that any better. I mean, I feel the same way. I feel like that's important to make the mistake so you can learn from it and grow from it. And then
Hmm.
as you grow and expand, those are the things that maybe not so avoid, but you know what to do in certain situations. So I can agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Um, but I guess for me, I've gotten away from I think being at a job, uh,
Hmm.
you tend to I know for me, I was just like, if I ever get into a position to be my own boss, I am not going to do this, and this.
Right. Right.
And when you are doing the business, you see why some of those aspects were put into place because it's a protection not only for you but those who are under you, and then that way you can maneuver through life's challenges with the business as well.
Right.
So but some things, we can't get. I don't want to get too much in, the attitude part of it, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of getting and moving in the right direction with your business, I think that's definitely important. So, um,
Absolutely.
I loved your answer.
Absolutely. Now how about, let me ask you this, with doing this, how are you able to balance your mental health um with being a business owner as well as, your personal life?
I don't know.
I know that right. There's no concrete answer on that.
um, I don't. All I can say, I believe in putting in a system.
Right.
And and I said I don't know because I'm just like, some days I'd be like, how did I do all of this in one day and not be
Mhm.
tired and frustrated and angry or anything, any of those different emotions. Um, but I believe in having a system where, okay, this is the time I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
I'm going to do this at this time. I believe in writing down everything. I put everything on my calendar because I will forget it. I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah. Because my personal life is just as demanding as my business life.
Right.
I do still work full time.
Mhm.
So it's
As do
my
I.
job is just as demanding as running a business. And that's why I don't beat the dead horse on people who decide I still want to work a job
Mhm.
and I still want a business.
Mhm.
So being able to balance that, I believe management is key. It's
Absolutely.
so
It
key.
is. It
Um,
is.
if you run a tight ship at work, you should be running a tight ship on your business. Um,
Right.
just recently, actually, so we are humans. We make mistakes.
Mhm.
And we have to be okay with making the mistake. But literally, I have spent the last 2 weeks making sure that my SOPs, my operating agreement is up to date because I just registered my business in the state of Georgia. I have it. Oh,
Yay!
so I've I have it in the state of Florida as well, but I couldn't get a bank account here in the state of Georgia, so I had to register.
Mhm.
And I was like, but I have to have all of these ducks in a row because when
Right.
I go say I want to do a funding or a grant or whatever,
Mhm.
I gotta have this stuff in place.
Yep.
And it was all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, it was. So I think time management and being patient with yourself because
Yeah.
you have a lot of responsibility. I don't know how I do all of this. I don't.
And you do a lot. You do a lot. I know you on a personal level, and I know all the things that are, you're a writer, a professional writer. You have done tweak my resumes in the jobs that I wanted to go for. Just as for me to bring in extra money, I as yourself, I do work full time, but I wanted to kind of, do something on the part time, just keep the money flowing while I'm
Yeah,
working my business, like you said. And so, yeah, you do a lot, and you have the talent, and the time management is definitely key. I don't know, and I have to confess this, I don't know. I just got addicted to like spreadsheets, and
oh,
you know what I mean.
okay.
I've gone on Etsy, and I've got like a budget spreadsheet that's already done. You just fill it in. I got task
Yeah,
spreadsheets. I don't know if it's because it's color coded, and I could, once it's done, it just makes me feel good that I could, complete it, and it comes up with a different color. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That maybe that's my little
yeah,
thing. But I mean, it does, like you said, it helps you to stay on point
yeah,
on the things that you do, and you not only in business but in your personal life too. You got things you got going on and everything that you want to get done, and you can just use like you write everything down. I can use a spreadsheet and just write things. This has got to be done this week, and whatever. And
hmm
it is about having systems in place. And
yeah,
because if you don't, then you're a sinking ship if you don't have
yeah.
that.
Literally. I mean, and I like that because It's so funny, Fred. I literally got a budget too. I started my own budget, and it's not to say, oh, you're failing financially, or no,
Mhm.
it's putting, and you're looking to see where your money is going. You're like, oh,
Exactly.
I got this subscription, I gotta pay
Right.
this bill, I gotta pay that bill, and like you, I'm like, every time something gets paid, I'm like, yay, cross it off.
Mhm. Yep.
But it helps you to see things
You're right.
in black and white.
Right.
Um, and I know for you, ugh, I'm sure your job is just as demanding, seeing as what you do.
Mhm.
And then you are a serial entrepreneur.
Cereal.
I was like, okay, I had totally forgot that sis has she does life insurance too. I said, no, I was gonna get into that, right?
Mhm.
I was like, but you gotta pass all these, you gotta pass the test, you gotta get your license and all that. I was like, she did all of that. I said, look, when I'm ready, I'm going to her. And then when I want to travel, I'm going to her too.
Uh, yeah, and you know what? I got my travel.
See?
Her husband, just so you
Oh,
know, her husband did the design. He's in
oh
the
yeah.
design
Oh,
industry.
I
Yes,
love it.
yes, yes. So her husband, I'm just putting in a plug. Her husband does graphic design, does an awesome job. So
Yes.
just
So
putting it out there.
it's just been, and I'm proud of, like, we have our moments where we have actually had conversation, like, and we encourage each other, keep
Mm-hmm.
going, keep
Yep.
going. Don't stop now. And
Right.
yeah, we had to bust a tear a couple times, but we still kept
Absolutely.
moving. Keep on
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. But so with that being said, what can we you know, I don't know, maybe what's the difference in your opinion between hustling and building a business? You know, a lot of people we have our side gigs. Well, I'm a hustler. I have my full-time job, but I'm hustling on the side. What's your, thoughts on that as far as building a business or, having a business side business?
I look at it as serving. I don't look at it as a hustle. I think that word is kind of thrown around frivolously in a way of, like, it's just whatever. That's your
Right.
business, whatever. I don't like
Right.
that word. To be honest
Mhm.
with you. I look at it as serving because ultimately you have someone who is coming to you that is seeking your service,
Mhm.
and you want to give them the best experience possible.
Right.
Um, this is something that you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into, and you've learned your business, and then being able to give that information to people, put it out to people. It's not just some quick thing that you just thought of and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to do this and
Right.
hopefully I make some money. No, it's
Right.
not like that. So I look at it in a sense of serving. Just like not only do I have a full time job and I have a business, but I do delivery runs on the side to get
Mhm.
extra money. But I look at it as serving because maybe I run into people who don't have a car, that
Mhm.
cannot get around. They may be in a wheelchair, they may be elderly. I'm taking their groceries into their house. It's a way of serving. And that's how I approach just about everything.
I love that. I love that because like you said, I mean, even if it is a side job, it's still a job, and it's still you have to be professional. It's just like
Mhm.
you said, it's not about, oh, I'm hustling means, I don't know. It just means, I don't like that word either, because if you're trying to build a business, I mean, you can't look at it as a hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just, I'm like you. I don't really like that term, but I it was excellent answer what you said about serving, because it is, you're serving the public, whatever you're doing on the
Mhm.
side, and if you have a full-time job and you're, wanting to build something on the side, you're serving, you're offering a product, you're offering a service to someone. It's not a hustle.
And see, and to that, like that, how do I put it? It's like it's intertwined with faith
Mhm.
because we are supposed to serve
Right.
in some type of capacity.
Right.
Might be an encouraging word to someone. However, you want to look at that as serving someone. So,
Mhm.
um, how do you stay connected to your God given identity and not the role itself?
Hmm. I'm gonna let you go first. I gotta think about that.
Okay. Well, I feel like all great ideas come from God. He sees all. He sits high.
Mhm.
He sees low.
Mhm.
So any idea that I run it across him. And
Mm.
or if I'm sitting in my secret place, um, I may hear, "Go do this, go do that."
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I'll be like, "That don't make no sense," but but I'll go and do it, and it'll just boom, and everybody like, "Oh, I love this! Oh my god, I need
Right.
it!" And it brings out more of the creativity to me,
Mhm.
a in that connection. And then to me, he is the CEO over my business.
Mm. Mm. Absolutely.
I'm just serving. Yeah, I'm doing the little other stuff, the paperwork and all of that, and meeting
Mhm.
people, but being able to reflect that demeanor to everyone and it be genuinely there, not something that I fabricated. No, I
Mhm.
actually sit and say, hey, let me run this past the Lord about
Mhm.
what this look like. And it may be a no. It may be like, no, we'll do it this way.
Mhm.
Um, that's how I stay connected, is just really just sitting and let me just sit back and what do I do next? Um, and I'm just working on. I don't like to push, different things out to people. That's
Right.
something that I know that I wouldn't be interested. Well, and it
Mhm.
is not about me, but it's just being able to serve the community the right way,
Right.
in a godly way, without with it being, excuse me, genuinely there, not just something that, because people can say they follow.
Mhm.
That's another subject, but amen.
Amen.
So that's how I stay connected.
That's basically, how I feel. It's that spirit of discernment. You sit
Mm,
there and you just, if it's on your heart, you just ask God to kind of give you that spirit of discernment, whether when you're decision making, and
yeah,
you will know if it doesn't feel right, what you're doing, then that's not probably the path that He wants you to go. And
absolutely.
even though it does not make sense to you, like you said, like, what? You want me to do this? It all comes together,
Yeah,
in the end. So,
so true.
so
I love
yeah,
that.
you
Yeah,
have to trust God. You got to put that faith on Him and knowing that He's going to, give you that right, that discernment, that spirit, that that this is the right decision, or path that I'm going to take.
yeah, yeah. So
You
true.
know,
Hmm.
so,
We
so
really.
what?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll just get ready to say. So, I think we talked about this before, but I mean, it is uh, I don't know, it's near and dear to my heart because, a lot of times I deal with it as far as outsiders, people coming in and talking about, are
Mm,
you sure you want to do this? I don't know. I would just keep my job. I mean, why, just stuff like that. Do you have, you know,
how did I deal with that?
yeah, outside people just want to kind of be in your ear and just kind of be like a critic. And
Boundaries.
how do you handle that?
Boundaries. There's got
Mhm.
to be some boundaries. Um, I will say it's not easy
Yeah.
initially, because you want your family, your friends to support you, and that's just not your audience. And when I got that through my head, that that's not my audience, I don't have to have an issue with them just because they don't support me.
Right.
business wise, but they support me personally. So I
Mhm.
shouldn't take that personal that they don't. So I think for me, I was like, once I got that in my head, like, okay, that's
Mhm.
just not my audience. There's somebody else that wants a career with this, or they want this, or they need help with this. Whatever my services do for you and solve your problem, that's who I'm talking to. I'm not
Right.
talking to people who have already been through what I'm offering.
Mhm.
It's not going to talk to them. So I think that's how it helped me to get over it. But the first year or two, I stayed stuck in what people thought,
Mhm.
what they said, and that caused me to stay stagnant
Yeah.
and in fear to move forward into something else. Some people can launch their business and just take off right away, and some
Mhm.
may take a few years. Um, and I always think about the story. I was telling my son this the other day. I said, I mean, look at Abraham. It took a while before he actually saw his prophecy.
Right.
And he was going
Right.
through, training and grooming and purging the whole entire time. If you think of that way, look at Joseph
Mhm.
going through the
Mhm.
same thing. So
Yeah.
it's God's timing, and so there may be some things that I needed to get pulled out.
Mhm.
I know it's matured me, it's helped me to grow. I don't Now it's like, I'm in the place of success,
Mhm.
the fear of success,
The
because
fear
you
of
don't want
success.
people to think, oh, money and all this. No, I mean, it's a tool to me. It's not something that I am chasing after.
Right.
Tool. So yeah, you get all kind of thoughts,
Mhm.
and it's for you to really decipher and discern, like, do I take that in, do I receive it, or do I keep moving forward full steam ahead based off of the idea that was already given to me? I need to
Mhm.
finish my assignment.
Absolutely.
You're
I,
at.
I agree. I agree. And I'm finding it in my personal, I mean, family not saying anything or, but then they know who to go to when they need, you know, you know what I mean? They know who to, uh, can you help plan a trip for me? Can you,
Mm,
yeah, I'm saying, so.
yeah. Oh yeah, she know how to do that.
Mhm.
I know I
Mhm.
do a lot of things,
Mhm.
but that's what I'm saying. Not getting mad because
Yeah, yeah.
but at least they promoting you.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. 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 So you have to laugh about it. I mean, but but that I guess that's human nature. And as long, like you said, as long as you stay in your faith and stay, what God is showing you in that spirit of discernment, then, whatever people say, in your ear or whatever, the naysayers or I'll just wait and see how that works out. Then,
Yeah.
you have to, like you said, you have to have boundaries on that. You
Mhm.
have to have boundaries.
And that turns into the next question. What do you do when your business doesn't match the vision you pray for? Because we start to be like, oh, when I get this is what, and it is not exactly how it's flowing, if that makes sense. I've seen that
Hmm.
plenty of times. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I thought I was going to do this, and
Right.
it didn't, it's not what you're praying for.
Right.
Not to say that he didn't answer it, it's just saying
Mm-hmm.
that he doesn't, it's not the way you thought it was going to be, I guess.
You have to, in business, you have to learn how to pivot.
Yeah.
Learn how to go with the, whatever it's changed, you got to learn how to, go with it. Pray about it. Okay, this is not the way I want it. Is it better doing it this way? You have to be flexible.
Yeah.
Everything is not, etched in stone. I mean, business, you got to learn how to pivot.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to
I love
pivot.
that answer because that's so
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
Ugh, you do need to pivot.
And as we want to be in control of our, which we are, but you do have a higher power that is helping you. uh he's the CEO, he is the CEO of your
Yeah.
business, and so you have to yield to him. And like I said, if there's something that you thought was going the way it should, but he's not saying no, that's not the way I want you to go, then you got to learn how to pivot and you know change it to what he wants, because in the end it's going to come out better than what you have originally had planned.
Yeah. Because I've seen someone say if they didn't have the time or where they sat with God and
Mhm.
got, you know, when it came to decision making, they could have went into a really bad deal. They
Mm.
could have, you never know. Especially, sometimes the wording and the the technical terms and stuff can throw you off. And if you don't know that, then somebody could put you into something that you didn't think
Right.
they would do, but now you've signed that contract and you like,
Right.
"Oh,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I think that's really important to before you even make any kind. He needs to be the forefront and of everything that you do, honestly,
Mhm.
because like you said, ultimately it's better for you.
Right.
You don't see that, but
Yeah, we don't see that. Yeah, but in the end, it is, and
yeah,
like I said, it is better than what you had anticipated.
yeah.
So let's talk about building a team. When we get to the point to where we are, you know, learn how to, we got our business going and everything, but you want to build a team. You need help. You need, assistance. Um, how what type of team would you want ideally?
Oh, that's a good question. Now, what I envisioned when I first started my business was someone who I needed a right hand man, someone
Mhm.
who thought like me,
Mhm.
um, that saw the vision like I see the vision, and that's not always the case.
Right.
Um, but ultimately, I would want my team to be who would naturally push forward the vision that is for this specific business, right?
Mhm.
um I want that team to be able to serve the community wholeheartedly, genuinely.
Right. Right.
um, the communication has to be there. I think that's important. And like I said, it goes to like your job. Like this is not what I'm gonna do. This is what I
Mhm.
want to, because you
Mhm.
see how that manager may treat another one of your coworkers or someone. When I get in that place, I'm not doing that to those
Right.
people.
Right.
So I
Right.
want to be able to communicate well with my team and be able to, people make mistakes and giving people
Mhm.
grace.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know what people be doing now. Some people,
Mhm. Mhm.
give people grace. We're not perfect, and
Right.
so I think I would like to build a community of people who we all we got an ultimate goal to help others, to be a service to other people, be communicative, loving, um show the love of God within us, to
Mhm.
and that way it pours onto other people. So
Right.
that's the team I see. um I've had assistants and so forth, and yeah, I took them back to God
Mm.
before I hired them. I took them back. I said, okay, what's their agenda?
Mhm.
I think that's important too.
Oh
Before you
yeah.
start hiring people, like
Right.
wait, just wait, and
Yeah.
see if that's really who is really genuinely for you.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. I agree. You want someone that'll help. uplift you in your business, who care about your business just as much as you do. I mean, it's more than a paycheck. Of course, we want to get paid and everything, but
Right,
I
right.
mean, you really care about what you're doing in terms of how your professionalism, how you are serving, because you're that team has to. They're going to be a part of the serving to the public as well,
Mhm.
and you have to have that same type of integrity and standards.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, you have to be very, especially now, you have to be very careful what the their motives. Some people come in, you think that they're, they have the right mindset, but then next thing you know, you're feeling something in your back and it's a knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's I don't
That's
know. People on a different level. No, I have to say, in terms of their agenda,
yeah,
it's and we have to be very, very careful who we bring into our space and
very,
into our business.
very. It sounds like we're beating a dead horse with that, but it's so true because
It is.
I've had it happen to me where I didn't want to fire her,
Yeah.
but I had to because of what she was doing, and I
Mhm.
gave her enough times now.
Mhm.
It was just like, I'm I I'm putting out a brand, and I'm putting out something that I want people to come and patronize with me.
Mhm.
Why would you do that? Maybe you didn't know the first time, maybe
Mhm.
the second and third time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
um I gave her a chance, thinking
Mhm.
that, maybe, but she was just after the money. She didn't
Mm.
care, she did things too fast. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, no, take your time because I'm finding mistakes in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go behind you and look. And I'm not
Right. You
an
have
anal
to.
person like that, but
Right.
you know,
But that's your brand.
yeah,
That's your yeah.
you have to be like that.
You have to, and it's nothing, it's nothing personal, but this is about building your business. Which goes back to, would you hire friends and family?
Well, here's the thing. Tax purposes, I would hire my kid. If my
Okay.
kids were smaller, tax
Yeah.
purposes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know. No one's coming to buy. Um, like, because then it's like answering like if I need someone to answer the phone, I need you to be chipper. Like, thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Like, I need you to
Right.
be like super chipper and happy, and because I want
Right.
that to have that experience.
Mhm.
I can't think of nobody on the top of my head, to be honest. 'Cause- but if my kids were smaller, like I did, I hired my son
Mhm.
1 year. Um, and I was teaching him how to do like certain things. And that might not be something he wants to do when I didn't think it was something he wanted to do later in life. It was just
Right.
like, I saw it as for tax
Yeah.
purposes. So
Yeah.
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 And he didn't like it. I said, all right, well, I'm not gonna fire you, but you're really do your duty. Go play.
Right. Going, okay. Yeah. I'm the same way. Now I think I would, my daughter, because she's professional.
Okay.
I would, entrust her. My son, he likes to cut. I think he likes to cut corners and find the easy way. And
We can't do that
you can't do that.
because
No.
it'll catch up.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. You have to be careful. And even, extended family, cousins or whatever, that,
We're gonna hum on that one.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Unless now I'll take, a caveat with that, unless it's a legacy family business that, came from, your grandparents or whatever, and is, you were used to being in that, business, then maybe,
Yeah.
um that might be an exception. But you're starting a business, and it's, and then I know it has to start somewhere. And kids, I mean, that's how they will learn, your kids. And I think that was a great idea with you, hiring, having your son bring him and just kind of teach him things, whether
Mhm.
he, wants to stay in the business or not. He, at least he knows, you know, um, about money and what comes in and what expenses go out and things like that.
Yeah.
But building a family business, it could be, and but then again, there could be some members of the family just not interested in that family business.
Yeah, and some
So,
people just don't have the entrepreneur drive to do
right,
anything. So, and that's okay.
and that's okay. It's
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell you, being having your own, being an entrepreneur, it's more than just a notion. There's a lot of things that goes into it, and so you're gonna, like we said, there's some highs and there's some lows. You just have to have the mindset. If and really talk with yourself, can you handle this if
Hmm.
this happens? Can you handle that if that happens? um
Because for me, I personally want to go just full time in my business.
Me too.
Um, I don't mind having a job,
Hmm.
but it's helping me to fund my business
Right.
right now until
Right.
we get into some more funding and so forth.
Right.
Um, but I don't. That's what I say. I don't like to beat up people who choose to still have a job. Like
Right.
because, and I think I didn't want that to be conflicting for me because that is my business, writing resumes
Mhm.
and so forth. And I'm like, but there's people who love their career or they are building their career, whatever
Mhm.
that may be. And it's like, okay, but I'm still here to encourage you because that's what they want for themselves. I
Mhm.
can't discourage you from that. And I think that's just vice versa. Don't discourage me from wanting to do
Right.
entrepreneurship.
Right.
That's what I want,
Right.
Um, I just love helping people. I
Mhm.
As a little girl, that's all I've ever wanted to do. And then when I was in college, and decided to go to get my master's degree, it was like they asked a question like, "What are you planning on doing?" I was like, "I'm starting a business."
Wow. Even in
That's what
college, you
I am.
told them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I kept striving towards an ultimate goal, and now
Mhm.
that I'm in it, it's like now I got to keep maintaining it and keep the momentum.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
man.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm ready to. I'm not near. I'm not close to retirement of my full time job, but I'm right now. I've already said I'm going to retire myself and work. When I get to the point that I'm ready to retire myself from, working my full time job and actually focus on, um, my business, and that's the goal that I'm striving for.
Yeah,
Um,
same,
yeah.
same.
So, you said something about tools, using the tools. What there are so, as an entrepreneur, you find out there are a lot of resources and tools out there that can help you. A lot of things that we didn't know about until we, became business owners. Um,
Yeah,
what tools and things have you used, or resources have you used, to help you?
I I've had multiple mentors.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in business for what 6 years or about
Mm-hmm.
6 years, something like that. Um, YouTube University,
Mm-hmm.
life is a tool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ultimately getting with someone who's smarter than you, that knows more
Right.
than you, that has had the experience being an entrepreneur uh, for however long they've been.
Mm-hmm.
Recently began starting talking to a person. I was on her podcast, and just pulling information from her, uh,
Mhm.
getting in a place where I'm like, because now it's more so my mindset,
Mhm.
because I'm keeping myself bounded by my mindset. So
Mhm.
I'm just hearing they was like, you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, and it's just like, do I believe that for myself?
Yeah.
But I do a lot of reading as well.
Yeah. As do
Reading is
I. Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's so many different tools. And over time, I'm not a person who likes to. I just like to read a lot and then just
Mhm.
take information and then pull from people who know more than I do.
Mhm.
Um, I always try to stay in a place of a student,
Right.
always constantly learning, because that's a part of life. We have to continue to learn and grow, and that's just what it is. But if I could just pinpoint one thing, in terms of a tool,
Mhm.
everything that you need to know is in a book.
Yes.
That's what they say. If you want to hide something from people, why,
Put it in the book.
yeah, it's in a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally have to run to the library today
Mhm.
because I want to get some more books.
Mhm.
Because I'm just like, okay, I finished that one. Okay, ready for a new one.
Right. Right.
And then all the stuff that we just previously talked about. How do you do all of this stuff? And I said, I don't know, and I still have time to read.
Mhm.
What
Yep.
about you? What tools you use?
Well, the same thing, and I will have to, I do have to say this. Yeah, I'm an insurance agent,
Hmm.
but I'm also a travel agent, travel advisor, and one of the things that they teach us, they give us, especially I'm using as a travel for travel business.
Hmm.
Um, I'm connected to a host agency. I don't have my own agency, but I am an independent travel advisor.
Okay.
But there's so much training and wealth of information. I didn't really know how much uh the travel business, all that I mean is entails. And they every from Monday to Friday, uh I get online, they have a we call it motivation inspiration.
Hmm.
And each month they we have a book that we read, and then we read out of that motivation book, out of and talk about it. It's about knowledge, gaining that knowledge from different books. I mean, there's so many different books about it is not just about traveling, it's about your mindset, period, as an entrepreneur, as your own business, of how to take what you've learned in your mindset, shift that mindset from being a employee into being an employer, and using that to build your business. Same thing within insurance. um I'm on in different Facebook groups who have you got to be around like-minded people.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, you ask, and there's people, I mean, they're there to help you. They give you all these resources for you to learn. I mean, all these trainings for you to learn. I mean, so really there's no excuse that why well, I didn't know this. Well, you didn't look, because they're giving you everything that you need to be successful, because if the company is if you're successful, then the company that you're contracting with is successful.
And I
And you-
Yeah,
right.
I
So
agree.
yeah, I reading books of the month, good books too. I mean, not just about your being a better employee, but being a better person.
Yeah,
uh and I think that's so important, and just utilize all the resources that are available, whatever industry that you're building your business on. There are resources out there.
it really is. I actually, the system that I have for my business, I'm connected to the CEO in some shape or form, where we've talked on the phone before, and I've been
Hmm.
mentored at some point. He has training available on, and it's free.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's free.
Well, not that one. The one that I'm just thought about that. No, I had to pay for that. But
Okay.
he had a wealth of knowledge. Um, and there were things I didn't even know. I was like, oh, I can be put on a registry as a resume writer.
Mm. Didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
You
Yeah.
know that? Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And people can search and see that, hey, Janice is a certified resume writer.
Wow.
I have to pay for that certification, but that's okay. I'm just like, I could be on a registry. I haven't done
Right.
that
And people feel better when they, I mean,
yet.
when they see that certified, you're certified, that means you are good at what, you know that you have the knowledge to, do what what they're needing from you as far as your service.
Yeah.
So I think that gives people the extra uh security that okay, I'm going to an actual professional.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean same thing. I'm being, I got certified as a Disney World specialist. I know of all about the ins and outs and what, people want to go to Disney World or go to Dubai or whatever. I mean, there's so much training and, and that'll certify you as a specialist because when people say, "Well, I want to go to Dubai, what can I do? How do I, what's thing to see?" Then I can tell them, even though I haven't been there yet. I don't know, but at least I could tell, you know what I mean? So, or policy, insurance policy, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
This training, well, this is what the policy it's not, I'm telling you, and I think I've talked about this before, is for insurance. There's no reason why anybody should not have a policy. It is very inexpensive. The things that, I mean, it's not about when you get old or that you need insurance. No, it's about having that extra cushion even in your during your course of life because anything can happen.
In any.
Anything at a drop of a dime. So, you know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see I'm gonna stay on that soapbox until I get my people to understand, you gotta have insurance, life
Yeah. Just,
insurance.
there's nothing wrong with a GoFundMe, but not every time.
No,
It's some,
no.
and that's what I'm like. I think we said that on the previous episode when we had I believe was it
Amber. Mm-hmm.
Amber when she came, and it was like I was like, I gotta get my life. Like I know most of the stuff she was saying because of just being in so many different trainings prior to, so I know a lot of things too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like you have the resources, you
Yeah.
have the tools to be successful at any given, if even if you're not an entrepreneur, you
Yeah.
still have tools and resources that you can use
Right.
to be successful in life, whatever that may be for you.
Right.
So
Right.
it this is an awesome topic, but
It
I
is.
think I think I got some healing from saying I'm not the only one who deals with these different emotions,
Mm-hmm.
different things that comes along with entrepreneurship. I'm not the only one. I'm
No.
sure there our audience is feeling the same way.
Yep.
I'm tired. I'm
Absolutely.
like, when this gonna happen? Like, but it will.
It
It's,
will.
it's timing, and but you got to pluck up all that other stuff so that you, when it comes, it's not going to overwhelm you. It's not going to
Right.
put you in a place like, oh, I made $1 million. What do I do?
Right. Right. Right.
I made $3 million. What do I do?
Right. Yeah, which goes back into, how to invest back into
Yeah.
your, pour back into your business, pour into others. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Mm.
So with that being said, I mean, this was a good conversation. And I think next week we'll be talking about the branding of your business and marketing.
Whoop,
How do you do that?
whoop. That's gonna be fun
That's gonna be fun,
because I didn't turn to that person too. Anyway,
yeah.
all right. So yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about next week. I think that branding and marketing is definitely essential
It
um,
is.
when you're building a business. So we will have plenty to talk about. I can't help but thank my beautiful co-host. This has been a awesome season thus far. And
Absolutely.
I'm hoping
And
that we're helping people out there to just see the greatness in what you have, and just to
mhm.
keep pushing forward. Whatever you may encounter, just keep going. You have people in a community that will be able to identify with you.
Yes.
That's my little 2 cents for today.
And that's great 2 cents.
Yeah.
Great 2 cents. So everybody, you guys stay blessed and stay safe. And we will talk with you next week.
Hey, bye
All right.
guys.
Bye.